Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a really special one, in my opinion. One of my favorite, or not in my opinion. It's not even my opinion. It's actually my opinion. One of my favorite beers of all time. This is courtesy of Jeff. This is Farmstead Anna. So this is one of his Farmstead beers, or Vermont Honey Ale is what he calls it. And so this is named after his great grandfather's sister. It's a Honey Farmstead Ale. Yeah, what he calls it, Farmstead Ale. And so this was bottled
11/13/2019.
9 months ago.
Perfect special beer for perfect special Father's Day for a special guy.
Yeah. Yeah, widely, Hill Farmstead is considered one of the greatest brewers in the world, best brewers in the world, and I think a lot of people give him credit for his, obviously his IPAs. More recently, people have given him credit for his lagers that he started doing, I guess I want to say a few years ago.
Him?
Sean Hill. He's like the mastermind of all of this. But I fell in love with his beers, and just since I fell in love with his beers, one of my favorites has been his Farmstead Ales, which are pretty much his take on Saison, right? Mm-hmm. So beer comes in at
6.3?
6.2%, and some honey in it. So beer comes in a light gold color, almost straw.
Straw, yeah.
You're actually, I give you the first pour, so mine actually has a little bit more sediment in it.
Oh, nice.
A little bit light haze on it.
It'd be interesting to see
Eggshell white head.
like any.
Oh, yeah. You smell that? So, what does it remind you of? Because I think we recently had a brewery that...
Oh, they actually smell different. Mine's has less aroma than yours. Yours is stronger.
Yes, I think I noticed that, huh? Interesting.
Mine doesn't have much of an aroma, so it's hard to tell. I mean, it's also kind of cold. We just pulled this out of the fridge.
Yeah. But can you think of a brewery that we recently had that sort of reminds you of this? Or I guess I'll have to mention that if you want.
No?
Jolly Pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
Jolly Pumpkins, and it sort of has that kind of like
fresh
grassy / lemon peel thing.
Like lemongrass.
Yeah. But then it's also slightly lightly funky, right? Like
yeah.
It's like pond. It's like pond tea. That's what I call it sometimes.
I don't really. I mean, like when I think ponds, I think Florida ponds, which smell like swamp ass.
Yeah. It has a nice kind of like. People call it barnyard. I don't think of farms really when I think of this. I think of like,
no, I kind of get that.
Oh, you think a little farminess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. A little bit of like light
hay, straw.
Hay, straw.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's very bright, citrusy, slightly acidic. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
So it's like tart up front. So
yeah,
it's actually
that really pops.
The beers have the Hill Farmstead beers, at least the Hill Farmstead ales, have really transitioned in their acidity depending on batch, depending on year. I find this decently acidic. It is definitely in the realm of kettle sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely in the realm of kettle sour.
I was not expecting it to be this tart.
So this is quite tart. It's lemon peel for days. It's lactic acidity. His mixed culture probably has for sure has some lactic acid producing bacteria in there. The funk is very light. Yeah. There's a little bit of phenolic thing or a little bit of ester thing you get from the Saison yeast. So there's a little bit of light kind of banana fruitiness driving in there. It's dry and tart. Yeah. It's almost like a kettle sour, but has a little bit more that rides, right? For me, like kettle sours are a little bit more snappy. This rides a little bit more of just more flavor. And I think it's a Brett that's laying in there. So to me, it's like eggshells maybe and farm, and it's a whole interesting kind of like hard to describe kind of characteristic that lingers after that initial acid attack. What do you get on that? What do you get on after?
I think you pretty much kind of nailed it. I mean, it's very like vibrant in its like lemon flavors.
Yeah.
To me.
But then something happens after, right?
After that is a weird one to try to explain. Hold on.
It's very faint too. It's not a very funky beer, right? It's a mostly acidic beer. And it could be some Saison yeast in there too.
It almost tastes like untreated water.
Yeah, see, that's what I might say pond.
Like minerally.
Minerality, right? So there's a little bit there's for sure minerality in these beers. These Farmstead well water, possibly treated. For sure, they have to treat their beers, right? Treat
Well,
their
no,
water.
but I mean like the taste
Yeah, it's minerality.
reminds me of like untreated. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, with well water. And it has like a really unique taste. Like we have well water here and it tastes totally normal. But like well water where I was from had a weird taste, and this kind of reminds me of that.
Limestone might have higher minerality to it, and this
almost
seems
had like
it
a
has,
sulfuric type thing.
This probably has a definitely like it possibly has a harder water profile. It's not the end I remember, but it's quite delicious.
It could just simply be the bacteria.
And there's Brett in here too, so we kept them in fridge conditions.
Or
but
the
if
yeast.
if we kept them in warm conditions, but probably would have transitioned a little bit differently. But right now, it's a quite acidic bomb for a saison. So, what's your final impression rating on this one? Was your first time trying a Hill Farmstead Ale?
I mean, you talked it up quite a bit, and I think that it really lives up to your hype. I like that it has like a really unique like flavor profile, like compared to a lot of like the sours, and
it's a more aggressive version of the dry pumpkin beers that we had, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. But it's got a really interesting, unique profile, and I really like that about it. I was not expecting the smack in the palate.
Me neither. Beers generally don't have this.
Yeah, the aroma was like actually really soft compared to the taste.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a really fun smack in the palate. You kind of got like the soreness in my jaw, from that initial drink. But now that like I'm a few drinks in, it's starting to warm up a bit. I think that it gets better with each sip.
Yeah.
So I guess that being said, I mean, this isn't necessarily my preferred style of beer, but I don't really want to like crap on it either, because this is actually this is actually good. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give this a 92. I actually really enjoy this. I would drink it again. Obviously, could not drink this entire bomber myself, but that's teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. So for me, this is great beer. Thank you so much, Chef. I would say that I generally prefer the versions that are a little a good amount less acidic. The honey is definitely not something you generally taste. You maybe have a hint of like some extra flavors that you might get there, but the acidity here is quite bright and attacking, but not in a bad way. Again, we reviewed those Jolly Pumpkin beers. Jolly Pumpkin has been like the best quote unquote discovery that I've had all year, despite them being a brewery that's been around for quite a while. And them sending cans down here has been an absolute gem. So this is a more aggressive version of it. It's slightly, it's funky, but it's definitely more acidic attack on it. Well, I love the stuff. I mean, I love the despite the minerality, it's a nice soft beer. A little bit of a nice biscuity tone. There's some like almost like a brioche slash, not quite brioche, but like a sweeter bread note, but not quite like Hawaiian bread.
Croissant?
Not buttery, but it's got a nice like slightly bumped up kind of white bread character to it, along with that kind of acidic lime thing, lemon lime almost. It's almost like lime coming off on the acidity, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. These are beers that I like would love to just like enjoy the whole bottle of.
I do.
I love the carbonation. The mouthfeel is also perfect as well. Love it.
I was just gonna say, I do kind of get the honey on the tip of my tongue as the rest is like the bitterness, the sourness fades away. I do kind of, like as I'm sitting on it more, I do taste honey.
But as I drink it more, it's more like lemon peel, lime peel, citrus peel, grapefruit. And it rides away quite nicely. Dry, absolutely delicious. This beer for me gets a solid 98.
Ooh, look at that. Don't eat the kids.
98. Just one of my favorite beers of all time. And like when it's at peak, like, I mean, it's a beer that you want to have a bottle of every day. And I think that's the goal saison, right? So until next time, guys, cheers. Later.